Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
Let's dildo.
Alright.
1, 2, 3. Dildos!
Ooh, my mic got a little lean to it. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, so, what exactly, with the interview are they doing? Is he being on, is he, like, on trial? Like, what is the...
No. They do this all the time.
Mr.
They did it
Zucks.
for, like, steroids in baseball. They did it after the financial crisis. They can technically call anybody in and, like, ask questions, usually about, do we need to create some regulations to prevent you from doing something you just fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the government calling them in.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, it was after the financial crisis, because they're like, do we need to add regulations to prevent this from happening again? And then steroids in baseball, because I think they're actually granted an okay to be a monopoly, right? They're actually a monopoly, essentially, and that's technically not really legal, but they get some pass from the government, which means they get some say in, like, the rules and regulations, like, guiding the MLB, so they called them in for that. I'm not sure what even came of that one. I think people just basically forgot about it.
Yeah, that's to say, who the fuck cares about that? Because people don't... I don't know if enough people care about steroids in sports.
No.
Because some people are just
Not really.
okay with it.
I just, like, I assume that everyone that's good is on it.
A lot of people are doing
Like,
it.
at this point.
Like, if you're going to compete, you have to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. I remember hearing, like, if they gave the medal to the guy that was never caught doing steroids or anything, or even suspected, really, for the Lance Armstrong's bike thing. It would have been like the guy that came in like 35th or something.
It was,
everybody else has been caught doing steroids.
No, they go over that on Joe Rogan all the time. It was 18th place.
18. Okay, 18.
He'd have to skip 18 people.
Everyone's fucking doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Which even that means, like, 18th place might be the fluke. Like, 19, 20...
Or maybe he's cheating, he's just good at it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's totally possible.
Yeah.
Like,
Completely
or
possible.
your technology has significantly passed the testing method, then you can still, contest. Sort of like legal doping.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Netflix I've been meaning to watch all about that. Icarus. It's all about, like, the Russian-sponsored programs and all that stuff. I hear it's actually a really good documentary about doping.
To drug them up?
Yeah. Yeah, did you hear all that about Russia?
Oh, I know they do it, like, state-sponsored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what this is
yeah.
about, is their actual state-sponsored doping program.
Mm-hmm. No surprise.
Yeah, so did you see the other GIF with Zuckerberg where it had him smiling and it had like a little,
the
little
slider.
smile slider? That was hilarious.
Yeah.
He really is robotic though. It's so awkward.
He probably look at himself in the mirror like 100 times, or have his PR firms looking at it 100 times just to make sure it's appropriate and you're not,
I'm sure he's been coached on every single word he said.
But the funny thing is, when he's coached that heavily,
That's the
it
best
comes
he can
off worse because now he doesn't even look like a human.
Yeah. Because it's all kind of scripted, and he's not an actor.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you gave me a script and asked me to do it, I'd look weird as fuck because I'm not an actor. It really is a talent.
It really is, yeah. So true. It's like you can't, like, if you're limited to say only the things here, But but even when he's like laughing and stuff, it's like as if on his script it says "laugh here."
Oh. You know what's even crazy? Like back in '95, somewhere in the mid-'90s, late '90s, for antitrust suit, Bill Gates was interviewed for a deposition. His was even creepier than Zuckerberg's, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, they ask him a question, and he will sit there and stare for, like, a minute. And then he starts answering.
I mean...
And it is the most, like, convoluted answer imaginable.
Actually,
Like, he says, when you're referring to this, I want to be very specific in that it refers to this internally under the circumstances that, like, it is such a programmer answering because it is very specifically.
It's a very autistic answer.
Yeah, and it took him a minute to answer, to even come up with the formulation.
I was going to say some people that I talk to day to day are like that.
Yeah.
When you ask them a question, they'll ponder for some time and then give you a answer. You wish that you write it down and you look at that sentence and over again realize it's like at least 5 layers of recursive in the sentence that you don't understand what he's saying. As like someone said, like I may not understand like your answer, but I think the answer is in it's actually in that sentence that you said.
Yep.
Somewhere there's an answer.
It's kind of like the character on Silicon Valley, the one investor guy that died.
Oh yeah.
He just like stares blankly. Cicadas.
Yes.
Have you tried this Burger King?
His thought process goes a lot more profound.
Yeah. Just off the wall though, like not in the same realm of ideas. Also in news, do you see this Toys R Us is closing down? Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, that went bankrupt.
It was a couple weeks ago, but we never talked about it. I thought that was pretty interesting, but
closing down as in like no.
They're closing
all
like, everywhere.
Them out.
They're closing every retail location.
Damn.
No Toys R Us anymore.
I mean, I don't have kids, but like, I feel like I could get so much stuff from Amazon for cheaper.
Yeah.
It had to be half the reason, right? Like,
but still, they just didn't seem to have any competitor. What's another big toy store?
That's what's confusing is how would they go out of business? Like, that was the place to go.
Well, Amazon, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I read part of it was an investment company that acquired it and then fucked it over.
Just invested poorly.
Like, how's the scam go?
It's like scamming?
Kinda, yeah.
Huh.
So, like, all you have to do is acquire, what, like 51%? Oh, okay. I think it's like you take out a loan to buy up 51% ownership of a company, right?
Uh-huh.
So they acquire it, and then they have this company spend 100% of its assets buying up a bunch of shit from the company that bought it, right? So they transfer the loan they used to buy it, essentially, to that company itself.
Ah, okay.
And then they're loaded with a ton of debt, and then the other people loot the company. They basically, any asset they can get their hands on, they pay themselves huge salaries.
It's like they purposely bankrupted the company?
Well, they got money out of it.
Yeah, but they bankrupted the company to get rich.
Yeah, basically.
Huh.
At least that's what's alleged.
Wow.
And allegedly, that's what Mitt Romney basically does. That's how he got rich.
That's how he gets his money? Really?
Yeah, Bain Capital. They do these buyouts of companies, but the argument always from their side is that these are super inefficient companies. They need to be cut down. Like they're dying anyways. They're just speeding up the process.
I mean,
or they may not have the intention of making them bankrupt. They may have the intention of making them more effective and cutting a bunch of waste. So usually they'd acquire it and lay off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
A bunch of people that aren't really doing their job, or, you know.
Yeah, like, if you would have said last year, Toys R Us is going bankrupt, nobody would have been like, really? Like you think they're going to bankrupt. There was no, like, signs for them to go bankrupt at all.
Yeah, like, I go in there every birthday present
Christmas.
for the, nieces and
exactly.
nephews.
That's where I
was
always
like,
went.
okay, let's go to Toys R Us real quick.
Yeah.
You
Same
know?
Here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Sears is surviving, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, how
I've never
is
once
Sears
in my
still?
life actually thought, I know I'll go to Sears.
Have
It's
you-
just there at the entrance to the mall.
But have you been to their online store?
No,
No.
I've never once thought
But
anything about Sears.
I've actually heard this. Like, if you buy exercise equipment, they're like the cheapest place that you can get for decent ones.
I've never
So-
heard anybody even mention the name Sears to buy anything.
All I ever read about is, like, when they mention dying companies is, why not Sears yet?
It's true. Like, how is that surviving?
Yeah.
Like,
I
do
don't
they
know.
still sell,
Crazy.
what do they sell?
I think
Tools?
their biggest thing was always tools. But they're just supposed to be like they were an Amazon before Amazon. Like, their biggest thing was you order through a catalog.
Yeah, the catalog,
right?
right? Yeah.
They had the chance to become Amazon. They could have been it today.
They could
But
have.
they didn't get that whole internet thing.
They didn't understand. That's one of the reasons I like Netflix. You can tell, like, they've always pivoted right when they need to.
Yeah, they went from DVDs to streaming, really.
Yeah, and then from
Quickly,
streaming to, like, we need to make our own content because people are, like, we're getting real
that's
popular
true.
and everyone's going to their own streaming service. So if we don't make our own content, people are going to stop
They're survivors.
subscribing. Yeah.
I can see why. I still think their price seems inflated, but I can see how they
You think
have
so?
a track record of constantly. Oh, dude, you have to understand finance to look at their thing and be like, "Holy shit!"
I don't know, but like when I pay,
Let
what
me-
is it, $14 a month now? $10, $12?
Let me put it this way: what do you think is worth more, Netflix, or do you think combined AOL, Time Warner Cable? What else? Man, I don't even know.
You can try Apple.
I think Cinemax, maybe.
Well, I wouldn't think AOL's worth anything.
Not AOL. HBO. Okay. So, these combined assets, Turner, TBS,
Mm-hmm.
TNT, TCM, HBO, CNN, Hulu, 10% of Hulu.
Well, 10% of Hulu, that's an arbitrary
No.
combo.
It's not entirely. Warner Brothers. All of Warner Brothers.
Uh-huh. That one's surprising.
Man, what else do they have? And all of time. So cable. They own most of the internet ISPs, or a good portion. All of this combined, or do you think Netflix is worth more than all of that?
Well, I would assume Netflix, since this is the question.
Yeah, but isn't that surprising?
Honestly, not really.
HBO
I would,
and Time Warner.
honestly, the WB was the only one that surprised me. I mean,
Yeah, and they have their own big movie group.
yeah.
So, like, that's a lot, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't.
They own a lot of people's internet service.
It doesn't surprise me because when you think about cable, what's that cost usually? Like $60 to $80 a month, but that's split amongst how many channels?
Yeah, $80 a month. And then what does Netflix make a month?
That's what I'm saying. That's split amongst how many channels? Like, there's no way any one channel is getting $10 to $15 out of it.
But how much is internet service? And how many channels is that?
Yeah, but internet service is they're paying to have some of those, right? Like
That's true. They definitely have much higher costs than Netflix.
yes, Netflix just has to
But
do their
still,
streaming
it's
and
just so
make their
crazy that
movies.
Netflix can actually be worth that much.
I don't think it's. I mean, it makes sense.
In terms of revenue and profit, if you look at it,
Yeah,
Netflix isn't making that much money.
really.
Yeah.
No.
It's just
Well, they're
making
spending
an
all that
investment
money
making a
on movies
movie.
and shows,
Mm.
so they stay relevant, right?
Although I have heard it alleged that partially they're even inflating their profit numbers
Just
through some
because-
shady accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
By they essentially assume, like when they make a TV show,
Yeah.
you can depreciate it, and they say, it's going to be good for 50 years. Like they depreciate it at the slowest way humanly possible that they can
I
get
don't
away
even.
with.
It's
really.
kind of hard since it's so new, though. Like, how do you
Yeah.
evaluate
Well,
a movie asset
Exactly.
of a streaming
But they
company?
choose the way that makes them look the most profitable.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Well,
You're going to want investors
No.
to be like, yeah, that's
somewhat it's a good thing not to, because it means you pay less taxes.
oh
Make
yeah,
yourself less
like they don't
profitable.
avoid taxes like
Mm.
every
Well,
other giant
that
company.
kind of eats into your profit.
I'm just saying. I'm sure they avoid taxes like every other ginormous
No,
company.
no. I'm saying they make themselves look profitable instead of avoiding taxes.
Ah. I don't know. All I know is when I pay the $12 or whatever it is, I think it's $13 or $14 now. I still feel like, yeah, that's a fair price for how much I use it.
I think I'm getting my value out of
Yeah.
there, and I don't even watch it that much. I really don't.
Exactly. I've never
When's
felt
the
like...
last time we watched something on Netflix? I watch Godless when I'm really bored.
I don't recall anything really. Like when
Honestly,
we
I might
watch
cancel
some good movies, we usually resort to like a what you call it, Amazon Video, right?
Hmm.
That's more.
Yeah, I'd say I watch something about every 2 or 3 days on Netflix at least.
Oh, jeez. Dude, you got a TV viewing problem. I watched...
Because I watch something every 2 or 3 days?
Maybe. I don't know. Not really. I just watch YouTube mostly. Not even that really anymore. It seems like that
doesn't
never
have
suggests
any
anything good
stuff
anymore.
on it anymore.
Seems like people are moving off it or something. It used to have a lot...
A lot of people are
feels
getting
there used to be a lot more
demonetized.
original content. Yeah. And people just aren't making what they used to.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was a lot more videos available 1 or 2 years
Oh
ago.
yeah, it's totally true.
Google is killing
Yeah.
it.
The popular channel H3H3 that I used to watch, like, they barely make
They're not
videos
there
anymore. They went to a podcast to make money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For that same reason, they're getting demonetized a lot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy people are shooting up YouTube because of it.
Was that? Yeah, that was why she was getting demonetized. That's right.
that's
You're right.
exactly
Yeah.
why.
Maybe their business model will change a little bit. Who knows?
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we had a podcast on this, and I think Zach came up with the idea of a formula for determining
How many
what-
days a story will stay relevant after
Yeah.
shooting or bombing?
Yeah, we lost that podcast. But Zach, did you have what went into our equation there?
I do. I have the picture. Let me bring it
Oh.
up. Oh, let me do a whiteboard so we can get this back. Then we can go through it again. Okay, so the first part of our equation is it starts at kill count. So the kill count starts the number of days. If you got 15 kills, you start at 15 days to
sharing?
stay relevant. Yeah, but I'm typing it here so it won't show up until I hit enter.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
But put it all in there, then let's talk.
That's
about
what I'm
it.
doing.
So you guys have a formula?
Yeah, we want you to check our formula.
Oh.
See if we're missing
It's not like
anything.
a normal formula.
Yeah.
So
It's more like factors, and then
Yeah.
you kind of adjust. Like, you look through these factors and then think through and adjust.
Okay.
We'll go through the relevant ones because I'm pretty sure the YouTube shooter is pretty much done with. Nobody.
Yeah, that's done. Like, that's so over. I think Zach's masturbating.
I don't know why masturbating would sound like that, but
Zach apparently has a vagina. He's licking.
Dude.
all right, there we go. Here's all the factors.
Okay, here are the factors we came up with, Chloe. Kill count. Number injured. Race of the shooter. We don't have race of the victims, do we?
We have victim type.
Yeah, okay, I guess that works. Ideology. Motive. Victim type. Weapon. Location. Relevant news cycles. Style. That's good. Prep time. Mystery factor.
Yeah.
Lunacy level. And is the shooter still alive? Which one's questionable?
She thinks one of them's questionable.
She gave a weird
Relevant
look.
to news cycle, I think.
Why? Like, if Trump started bombing Syria today and somebody shot, like, one person, it's
going to really affect that one.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna get a lot of people pissed, but then so piss someone that it would go on the shooting. I don't know. Like
No.
No.
These factors determine how long the story will stay in the news cycle. So we went through the YouTube one, and it's like kill count was 4. Right?
0.
Is that right?
0.
She injured 4.
Kill count was 0.
There was actually a joke on it. They said, like, who does this woman practice the shooting at? We gotta close that place because her name sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Kill count was 1 if you count herself.
Yeah, injured is 4. Race was she's Iranian. That gives
that
little
gave
interest.
her a day.
No,
that's
a little interesting.
That's where we got a day from.
So yeah, we started kill count 0. That's the number of days you
injured
start
is
off
4, which isn't enough to give you an extra day.
Yeah, that's like 1 day for that.
No, injured.
Maybe.
I wouldn't even think 3 gives you another day.
So like half a day. Race Iranian, I think that bumps it up because that's odd.
Yeah, that's where we got 1.
Ideology, because she was demonetized, that's
where she got another
actually
day.
in the news, it's relevant,
Yeah.
That's another day. I guess that ties into motive too. So
Yeah,
she
her
didn't have an
ideology and motive
she had
are
an odd
very
motive.
similar. Yeah.
Victim type, YouTube employees.
I'd say that's another day because it's very
I think
odd.
that ties into motive.
Also location.
Still.
It's more about the
Yeah.
location too.
Weapon, nothing
It was just a
interesting.
handgun.
There was no news, style, prep time.
Relevant news cycle. Nothing else was going on. That's where we actually added like a couple
that was
days.
another day. That's
Yeah.
like we're up to 3 days now.
Uh-huh.
Lunacy level, fucking nuts.
Yes, she looked.
So that was like 4 or 5 days, and then that's it. It lasted about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, actually in the news they don't really like the crazy people because that's like not newsworthy, right?
No, it depends on how loony they are.
Well,
Because I think the one, the guy that went in and shot up the theater, I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I would pay more attention to it. Because the guy dressed like the fucking Joker, and he went in there and started shooting up people during a Batman movie. What?
We also forgot sex because male is -1, female was like
sex is,
+1.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's also a picture of that guy at his trial, and you can tell just by
Yeah, that mofo was
fucking
crazy. He had like
he is
orange
out
hair
of his
and
mind. Yeah, and he has those crazy eyes where they're wide open.
That 10-mile
but the face
stare.
doesn't have anything that matches the eyes. You know what I mean?
So true.
Interesting.
I think that's one clear indication of Psycho. The face doesn't match the eyes. That means there's something wrong with your wiring.
I think it's more just you have that 10-yard stare, like you're staring at nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jesus, Nick, stop.
I'm giving Chloe the Psycho stare.
Give her the 10-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we also did this with the Florida shooting, right?
Yeah.
Which one was the Florida shooting?
Good God.
The gay club, man.
No. There was another one after the gay club. You're talking about which one?
I thought
I
The
think
one
I
in
already
Florida.
forgot it.
Yeah, the gay club was forever ago. This was the...
oh, the new one?
Yeah.
like...
What was this?
It was
one
like
again?
last month. Jesus Christ, people. It was in February. This is
I
why...
already forgot.
This is why this is so bad, because it's so true that this is how quickly we forget about it.
How many people died in
It
Florida?
was 17 people murked. It was like a school shooting.
That was actually... Oh, yeah, the one... You know, here's the thing. I don't think of it as the Florida one now. I think it as the Parkland, because the guy that is anti-guns who came out of the shooting, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That was all the media
This was
coverage.
the
So I don't
big
think the Florida
anti-shooting
one.
shooting.
I think the anti-shooting one with the guy that's anti-shooting.
Yeah, it was definitely the anti-shooting shooting.
I don't quite remember what exactly happened. Did like some anti-gun people go into school and shoot up people? Or?
No.
What?
Anti-gun people go and shoot people? How would that make any fucking sense?
You just said that.
Fuck you, I don't believe in this! Fuck you, I don't believe in this!
Their ideology would get a lot of points, though.
A kid in the school went and shot 17 people in the school. I think he was bullied or something. It was
Yeah, it
not
was
part of the
the-
story.
Oh.
It was the
Like, it was
normal
very
bullying
little-
story.
Reported on.
Okay.
But one of the survivors came out
Uh-huh.
and was very anti-gun, and he's led
She-
rallies.
She
against
was a very
gun
vocal
control.
rally, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and then he's been on the news a lot, speaking out against
It's a she.
guns. And no, it's a guy.
It's a she!
It's definitely a he, because he's been accused of being an actor.
Did you
or
just
something
assume
like
his
that.
gender?
It's definitely a man.
No.
I'm
You
doing
sure?
this. I know it's definitely it.
You sure this is not their parents prepping him for the political?
It could.
It's
Oh
definitely
yeah.
it.
That's one of the accusations. Is I think his dad works for the FBI or something.
Definitely. That's like obvious, man. Normal people's kids don't do that.
I'm telling you, dude, it was a chick.
No, it's David Hogg. That's the guy's name.
I'm looking at
David
The
Hogg.
Emma-
The guy's name is David Hogg.
I'm looking at the Emma Gonzalez chick that spoke out about it.
No, that
The
there was a
survivor
different-
that
I think,
spoke to end gun violence.
oh shit! So there's more than one of them.
Yeah.
I thought David Hogg was the big one.
David Hall.
He's on NBC.
Wow.
This chick did an 11-minute speech at an anti-gun
He's on
rally in Fort
CNN.
Lauderdale.
Now this guy's on CNN, NBC. Here he is on CBS. Like if you look this guy up and look at
Look up
News.
Emma Gonzalez. Jesus. That sounded like a girl, I just heard.
here's how we're gonna do this.
So it looks like both of them are doing speak out.
Hold on. We've got the comparison. Here's how we're gonna settle this. I'm looking up both of their Wikipedia pages.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
They have Wikipedia pages now?
And what
Yep.
are we doing off of their Wikipedia page? Because I got them up.
David Hogg's is longer.
Totally
was right.
Damn it.
Longer scroll
What was
bar.
the name? David Hogg?
Yeah.
Oh, and he even has activists that in parentheses for him. No, it's not.
Is it not?
I mean, it's
Here's
about
what
the
up.
same.
He has 59 references. She has 50. That's what I checked.
Oh.
Rough count
Yeah.
these days.
That's pretty damn close.
That's close.
She's also a survivor that's an activist. That's what gives her more cred.
I thought he was a survivor. He survived the Stoneman
Oh,
Douglas
I
High
guess
School
so.
shooting.
So they're both pretty big, but she specifically survived the Parkland shooting.
I thought, is not Parkland? Stoneman Douglas High?
No, wouldn't it say Parkland?
Yeah,
Like-
Stoneman Douglas High.
Why does one say
They
she
were
survived the
both-
Parkland and the other says something else?
Well, they both say Stoneless Douglas High, and hers it says in Parkland, Florida. David Hogg doesn't get in Parkland, Florida.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I just saw Parkland, Florida. So they're both pretty big about it.
This guy is the subject of conspiracy theories. That's why he's a little more
why is he the
because they say he was an actor and his dad's an FBI agent, so it's all fucking staged.
That's the
And
only
probably
reason.
because Emma Gonzalez probably
Dude.
doesn't have any of these things.
If it wasn't for the conspiracy page on David Hogg, he would only have 52 or 51 citations.
Probably.
So it literally is. No, it's not probably. Look at it.
Oh, a lot of them are the conspiracy
52
ones?
to 59 are all under the conspiracy.
Oh, shit, you're right.
So that
Yeah,
literally
they're
is.
crisis actors.
That's why he has more attention. It's because of conspiracy theory nuts.
He's attention whore.
So anyways, this happened in February, and we did the kill count. So kill count was 17. So we start at 17 days, so it'll be relevant. Then injured was another 17, which I think we added 1 day on that. Bringing us to 18 days. Race he was actually like Hispanic or something, but still
Not really.
not relevant enough for anybody to care. So it's still, we're at 18 days. Ideology. It was your usual
Yeah, nothing.
bullied
unusual.
at school thing.
Ideology and motive are basically nothing.
Yeah. But victim
Victims
type
of
is school.
Teenagers give you like a point
Yeah, you get
because they're teenagers. They're not adults.
definitely. So that becomes
Yeah,
19.
we try the different.
Weapon is where we got a lot because of the AR-15s and everything.
Mm.
So that's probably like, what, 3 days maybe?
Yeah.
So we're at 21.
Location.
School's
Florida?
always, but school.
School. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we already did that in victim type though.
That's true.
Ooh, man.
Florida doesn't
Style-
matter.
That guy had no style.
No.
Prep time. I don't think he prepared.
No.
Mystery, none there. Lunacy level, he's not crazy.
But he is still alive. That's where we added another 5 days.
yeah, another couple points.
What?
We added 5 on that.
He's still alive.
That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
They don't usually
Sex
survive.
male,
He
nothing.
didn't kill himself or
Nope.
being shot by the police?
Nope, he was captured.
Damn. Okay.
Which is about the same. I think this time we came to about 24 days, and last time we came to about 25 or 26. So
It was good for about a month. It was like news cycle. Then I forgot it even happened.
then you mixed it up with the gay shooting.
Well, that one was more
Was
interesting.
it in the nightclub shooting?
That's gay.
That was a lot more interesting.
It is.
A Muslim who might or might not have been gay. I still didn't get a clear answer on whether he was or not.
He probably
I don't think he knew.
is gay and tried to not be gay or something.
He tried to
like that.
not be gay.
Yeah, he just thinks he can be corrected, or he's just secretly jealous of those open.
If he kills one gay person for each dick he sucked, it completely cancels out. I think that was the logic.
That's math.
Yeah.
That's math.
Where did you learn math, Chloe?
Legitimate classes.
You never learned that math?
Don't get that shit, man.
For every dick you suck, you just gotta shoot a guy. That's how heaven works. Jesus. Yeah, so here's a prediction. Within 2 weeks we get another shooting.
2 weeks.
2 weeks of this recording.
Ooh, you know what? Summer. It's getting warmer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks.
So I think maybe it depends on what you call a shooting. Is that a 5+ shooting, a 10+ shooting,
You need at least 5 injured.
five injured?
Yeah.
That's practically Boston Massacre.
I'm
Well, no,
saying, like,
because the YouTube shooter only injured 3.
I would guess within 3 months we'll have another 10+ shooting, double digit.
I'm
3
saying
months.
within 2 weeks we have at least a one kill shooting. I'm not saying it's going to be an interesting shooting.
That happened today. Just no one reports on it.
No. Interesting enough to be in the news cycle shooting. Like a school shooting or something unique.
One kill shooting is like
Yeah, it's not even news.
it's like I don't know how to aim.
You're right. The only reason this YouTube got any days is basically because it was a YouTube shooting.
I don't even. If you go on a random shooting spree and you don't just not kill or injure one person, you just one person gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be random, you're basically retarded. Right?
Pretty much.
Like,
You're basically retarded.
it's so... You're not looking for specific people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lack of purpose.
I don't know. I think it's... When you're shooting with a handgun, it's a lot harder to kill people than you think.
Yeah, I get that you would not hit them, but injured. I think the injured count would have to be above 1. I'm saying if you only hit one person, you're terrible.
Well, the YouTube shooter got 3.
Yeah, she was fucking crazy.
But the reason it's interesting because it happened at YouTube headquarters. That's the only reason this became a thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even if this happened at a school, I doubt it would make papers. I say papers. Does anybody read the papers?
The Iranian woman is very interesting.
Yeah, the Iranian and her lunacy level was also something.
And the vegan bodybuilder, it's like asking for being on the title.
I'm calling it
that's
right
part of the
now.
lunacy level.
Next
She's
2
fucking
weeks,
nuts.
we get a shooting. I gotta mark this on my paper.
Mark it.
So basically by the end of April. Because this was...
We had something else good from last week. What was it? It was fucking made up diseases.
What?
Zach made up a good one. It was what was
That
the
was
made up
like
one? Do you
2.
remember?
Wasn't that 2 ago?
No,
Was that
we
the same?
we did not capture this.
Oh, you're
I
right.
can't remember what it was though.
Oh.
We made one up though.
Ocular
Yeah.
aversion syndrome. I had to check my note.
Yeah, ocular aversion syndrome. So like restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
I forgot
We want to start up a new drug that will help you with ocular aversion syndrome, where you can't look at people in their eyes when you talk to them.
Yeah. I
Like
get
that's
that idea
gonna
from the name. Yeah.
that's gonna be the drug we sell.
Yeah.
It'll basically just be cocaine.
It'll also make you more talkative.
No,
Side effects include...
You'll be just like staring at someone for an extended period of time.
Mm.
It just actually sounds like something you can make up and get people to buy drugs for.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, you're right. I just don't... I find it hard to stare people in the eye when I talk to them.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a prescription to take care of that.
You feel really happy afterwards, or really, somewhere.
But seriously, like, restless leg syndrome, like, come on. What does that even mean?
Oh, what spawned that talk was I had read about photo. What was it called?
yeah. Where you sneeze because the sun's out? What was that called?
Yeah, sneeze, sun. It's
Yeah,
called
allergic
photic sneeze reflex. Photic
Oh.
sneeze reflex. Seeing the
I've
sun
heard
makes
of
you
that,
sneeze.
actually.
Yeah. And then I went into the Wikipedia article,
Uh-huh.
and apparently
If
there's
you're-
a sexual sneeze reflex that's apparently people complain about. Having sex makes them sneeze.
That's so not sexy.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I think ocular aversion syndrome is more normal than these ones.
Yes, I would think so.
Hey, do you think, when you get hired at a place and you have to fill out that thing, do you have any disabilities? I should say yes, and I have sexual sneezing syndrome.
Just list all the, most obscure diseases.
Yeah. Ocular aversion syndrome, I'm a sufferer.
What is it called? Parapagnosia or whatever it's called? We don't recognize people's faces. Yeah.
That's a real one. That's actually a weird one to have.
Yeah, that's a real one. I'm just saying, just list very obscure diseases. It's also a good excuse when you're walking around to not recognize anybody or not care.
Yeah, like a face blind or something.
Prosopagnosia, I think it's called. They like to mix Greek and Latin with our scientific names.
Do you have any diseases that you would like to make up, Chloe?
How do you call it? Like a random itchy must scratch syndrome.
Random itchy muskrat. That doesn't sound medical.
You gotta put it in a...
Sometimes I do just get the urge to scratch somewhere,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know why. Like I'll scratch it, and then I'll leave it alone, and I'll be like, it's still fucking itchy.
Sudden itch syndrome?
Phantom, yeah,
Phantom.
sudden phantom itch. I like that.
Uh-huh. Or itch, or I call it irritation. I don't know. Which one sounds more...
You know what's really weird is the phantom vibrate syndrome. Have you ever had that?
No. Oh, like where you think your phone vibrated?
Yeah.
You don't even have your phone on you sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
I do,
you don't even
actually.
have your phone on you and you check it. Like, wait, I don't even have my phone on me, but I could have sworn my leg just vibrated.
I do have that.
That's
I really
so
do.
weird.
It's weird.
Oh, I turned out the vibration altogether. No, I don't get that.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, I've turned off my vibrate for the longest time, and you're right. It seems like that's kind of gone away.
It's gone.
Or sometimes I'll also
But it is
hear
a
something
weird
that even
sensation
sounds
when you
remotely
think
similar
something
to a
vibrated.
ring, and I'll assume it's a ring.
Nick,
Right.
don't you say that.
What?
I tried
Yeah.
to call you so many
But I
times.
don't hear it.
You just mistake.
He only hears fake rings. He doesn't hear when
Yeah.
it actually rings.
Just and he has to promise me, like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to avoid you.
Because I leave it downstairs and I'm up 2 levels, so obviously I don't fucking hear it.
Nick has phone avoidance syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't blame me. I have phone avoidance syndrome.
He's actually very allergic to a thing called a phone. Like the
I break
cell
out
phone
an eye. It's
signals.
all over.
You're shaming a victim here. He is a victim.
I tried to explain to the waiter today that I can't pay the billism. He just wouldn't accept it. He is discriminating against me and my disease.
I have anti-tip
how
syndrome.
about the can't tip syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tip syndrome.
Oh man.
I feel like actually I usually tip very well because I've been in service industry, so usually I'm always tipping 25% if I can.
25%?
Usually.
Jesus, you're a nice person. I like. If
Have
it's
you worked
good,
service
I
industry?
give 20. I give 20%, but only if it's good.
No, I usually give
Most
20 or
places that I go
25%
to
almost
is
every
not
time.
good.
Every time, even if they're terrible.
If they're terrible, that's different. But even if they're
That's
mediocre,
high.
it's usually 20%. Because it just sucks.
I want to serve your table. I'll give you that.
It's
It's a shitty job.
yeah, it's just service isn't fun. Like you just gotta remember, like, even when they're trying to be nice, maybe they give you mediocre service. It's like you gotta put yourself in their shoes. Like, what have they dealt with today?
I'm nice to them. I never fucking mess with them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if they give you mediocre service, they could be just having a shitty day. Like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to just put on a smile and be, like, completely nice and perfect all the time.
No, I leave 0, and then I talk to their manager, and I flip them off. No, I don't do anything. I just don't leave a good tip.
Even, like, sometimes at restaurants, I just prefer, like, the service person to not be that, like, just fill up my water and get me my food. Like, I don't need, like, all your extra, like, super niceness
That's
and
all
stuff
I
like
want.
that. Yeah.
My metric is always,
Did that person fill up the water?
yeah, did I ever look at my water and, like, need it to be refilled, but they weren't there, refilling it. Like, if I ever felt like I need to call them for water refill, then it's, like, definitely going to be 15%.
See, that's
Can't be
fucked
20.
up, man. Like, just because they missed refill.
That's your job. You had one big job.
But that's
Make
not
sure
their one
I was
job.
never
That's the point.
Thirsty. No, for me, that's their one job. I shouldn't be thirsty.
Except they have multiple tables and multiple other things they're dealing with.
I will give you that I do have a factor. If the place is really busy, I will factor that in.
Okay, so that's good then. If it's not busy,
I don't think they should be punished for poor management.
Okay.
That's poor management.
okay, that's what I was getting at. Because sometimes it's just like they don't even have the time. And if they, like, maybe my glass was empty, and they come back and they're like, sorry, you know, like, I missed this or something. They acknowledge it. That also is points. If they acknowledge, like, sorry, I'm really busy, or, like, I just couldn't get to this right now, like, just acknowledge that, hey, I get your glass was empty and I'm just filling it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like the service shouldn't be, like they shouldn't rely on tips to live.
But they have to.
It's not up to them.
Yeah.
They can't,
That's kind of what their wages become.
Well, maybe in the American restaurant, but I noticed in some Chinese restaurants they,
I assume those are indentured service anyways. I assume they don't even get the tips. They're not even supposed to be here.
I'm assuming this is how they live.
Do you think some of them are completely illegally here?
I don't, I think so.
Yeah.
Some of them are completely legal, and then I think the restaurant who take them in are usually, when they get the tip, they don't necessarily give the tip to them either.
Okay, here's something.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Do you ever tip a carry-out service?
No, never.
No.
Okay.
It's very rare. When do we
packaged
order carry out?
I did a couple times, but I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Because they
just
didn't
package
provide
up and
any
hand it to
service.
you.
Yeah, and it's not, and it's usually people in the back kitchen they package it up. It's not even the.
So that's where you're wrong. That's where I started tipping restaurant carry-out services. Just a couple bucks, but. Because Kara worked at carryout and was talking about how much effort it actually is at a restaurant for doing the carryout services. So it was actually a lot more involved than I thought. But at a pizza place, I worked at a pizza place, the carryout is almost zero effort. So I would never tip a carryout at a pizza shop. But at a restaurant, it actually is a lot of effort they go through for that. A lot more, I would say. And it probably depends on the restaurant, too, for how involved their carry-out is.
You know what I want to do? If I get really terrible service, I want to leave as a tip the message, you wouldn't have to rely on tips if you had went to college. Is that too
What if that's not
right to the bone?
But I did went to college.
Also, some people are either they went to college and got a degree that didn't matter, or they are currently in college and that's how they're paying for college.
Well, see, I'm motivating. That's the tip.
I'm motivating. There's your tip. Are you one of the assholes that puts here's a tip if it's raining outside, bring an umbrella?
I thought this was worse than that. That's directly to the heart of the person serving.
Honestly, no. I think that tip would be worse if you actually give me a verbal tip like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always remember to drink your Ovaltine.
I'd be like, who the fuck is this?
So I'm wondering this. I've been to a restaurant where you order in a sort of at the cashier, right? And then they bring food out to your table. But then that's it. You have to get up to get your water, and then when you finish, you have to return your trays, and then
Yeah.
At that place, do you still tip or no?
When you return trays yourself? Yeah. No, I feel like that's a non-tip.
If they don't do anything like that, it's I still tip, but it might be just $2 flat fee.
But they bring the food to you. That's the only service that they do.
No. Bring food to you isn't. I feel like that's a non-tipping situation. If you I feel like a good part of it is cleaning up after you.
But they might even have bussers that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, that usually to me is a $2 flat fee. You get $2. That it.
Because the porridge place that we went to, right? So if we go for lunch, there's still similar service, but you have to check out in the cashier, and they don't expect you to tip.
Tipping is just such a weird thing. It's so culturally dependent.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
I wish we would just go to the model that other restaurants have used, where there's literally no tipping, and they just pay their employees well.
Yeah, I think that should happen.
No. I like the tip though. I think it encourages them to be good. I think if you did that, they'd just be shitty at their job.
If they're shitty at the job, you just don't go to a restaurant. The restaurant suffers.
No, they
Yeah, the
don't.
restaurant suffers.
No, because what if their food's amazing?
But would it?
Still,
That's
I
where
think
you
suck
balance
it up and
the
go eat the food.
the amazing
Or
food
not.
to
No.
good service.
I think it's much better if it's split up among. I want the good cooks to be rewarded. I would like us to be able to split the bill among who gets paid. I want to send the chef 80% of this bill.
No,
I want
Yes.
to send
you don't,
the
you don't-
waiter
you don't,
0%.
This is wrong.
The host gets 10.
Yeah, how come the chef doesn't get a tip?
You get the bill, right?
Mhm.
And then this is how much they're paying for all together, and plus the tip. So that it's clear that the tip goes to a servant if everything works out as conventions, right?
Yeah.
But how much the chef is get paid, it really depends on how much the restaurant owner pays, right? And then it also depends on how higher up the chef that you are. Some chef that's so higher up, they get a profit sharing. This is when you say like you pay more for the food, the chef get paid more. But if there's just like some other chefs just do the chopping jobs, they get paid as like flat fee.
Yeah, I feel like at a
And
good
then they don't
restaurant
get
with
more.
good food, you're just going to have good service because they're going to pay their waiters and waitresses well. So
That
you
is
encourage
true. I would say
to give good
at most
service.
of the top end restaurants we've gone to,
Yeah,
they've been very good service.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
good.
And then generally servants is really good with have a really good knowledge.
But they still get
of
a
wines
lot
and
of
stuff.
tips though.
They do. They,
And I
they
bet a lot
should.
of it's made in tips.
If
Oh,
you
sure.
have to remember the wine
But,
list,
yeah,
you
they've been
have to
nothing but
say
top-tier dudes.
things and then recommend the wine pairing and all that, right? You gotta remember all those things.
I just always remember at the refectory,
Mhm.
the guy always has the little crumb thing.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Like, even though we've been to like a Michelin star restaurant, they never do that.
Yeah, I've only seen that at the refectory, I
Yeah,
think.
over there and say.
In Columbus, there's a restaurant where the guy will come up with this little
Uh-huh.
scraper thing, and he scrapes off the crumbs of your table before the next course. Because you get multi-course meals, so he goes and he scrapes it
Huh,
off and
that's
cleans your
kinda cool.
table before they bring out the next thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Have you ever had Ethiopian food?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Dude, it's
On
so good.
The plate is the part of
Yeah, the plate
it's
is like
served on
a
that thing.
spongy bread thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
whatever
so
the fuck that
good.
is.
The bread was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
we had it,
injera.
we had it maybe once or twice, maybe.
Yeah, in Columbus actually. I don't think we had it here.
No.
I remember it's good.
Yeah, I work with this
Interesting.
Ethiopian lady, and she saw me doing like a French press at work to make coffee, and she's like, "Oh, you like coffee?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she told me about like this Ethiopian
she's like,
place
"What?
to go there
Are you
because
there?"
the coffee's done separately inside the restaurant. Yeah. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Ethiopian coffee's really good. I really like that.
Yeah. So, but this is like a whole separate like. It's a separate business inside the restaurant. It's like when you order
Coffee?
coffee, like, yes, this lady that does the coffee, because it's more involved coffee, she does it herself and comes and pours the coffee. So you get two bills. You'll get bill for the coffee and for the food, the restaurant. But yeah,
remember
that spongy bread's so good, man.
Yeah, what's that called?
Injera.
Injera,
Injera?
yes, yeah. I remember actually looked at how it was made, and then it used some specialized flour. I think.
Yeah, teff. It's called teff flour.
Jesus Christ, how much did you look into this?
That's really like Ethiopian.
Yeah. Are you converting to Ethiopianism?
I just looked it up because I was really curious, and this was just recent.
Yeah.
But it was.
Isn't it like a fermented flavor?
Yeah, it's fermented,
Yeah.
so it's like it's actually kind of involved to make this. Because that's why I was looking up, like, how easy is this to make? Because bread's not like super hard to make. And I looked it up, and I was like, actually, this is really involved.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'll be paying for this.
Exactly, that's pretty much what my mind went. I was like, so Chandra, looks like we're going to Ethiopian place again.
There's also not the stereotypical Ethiopian food that you get, which is on that bread. There's one. Do you remember it? You ordered this before.
No.
It's some sort of like little pot thingies, and then has like meat stewed in there. It's also really good.
Yeah.
But I'm trouble remembering what's that called.
I don't remember that at all.
I also just like the style of the Ethiopian, where it's just like, it's served on the bread, and then you get rolls of bread with it, and you're basically just like peeling bread to dip into stuff. I really like that style of eating. Also, apparently that injera is like a superfood. Like it's just got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it.
Good stuff.
Yeah. What is your favorite, not type of food, but style of food? Like the way people eat.
What?
Yeah, the way people eat. Because every culture is different, right? Like
Oh,
Chinese
like-
has chopsticks type deal. American is very like you get your own meal and you got your fork and your knife, whatever, and spoon. The Ethiopians have that injera style. Indians have like you got your rice and you add the curry on top type style.
I feel like the
India also have that.
Cantonese with dim sum, where you get lots of different little things.
A lot of different. Yeah, dim
Yeah.
sum was
Yeah,
pretty
because-
awesome.
Because you eat such a variety. Like
Yeah.
you get one bite of like
I,
something, and
right,
then
and I think they really should do is like that you do individual dim sums, so that you come there by yourself, you can order one piece, and they put everything together, steam it, and serve it to you.
the one I like the least is definitely South Indian, where they have like the
Those are right.
no, yeah, that's one of them. But they bring you like the circular things of tons of sauces.
Oh, dippers.
And you're supposed to
Dippers,
dip all of
yeah.
them. It's like some of the sauces aren't even good. So like
Oh,
some
that
of them
I
aren't even
see.
dipping
Coconut
at
one was
all.
really good.
Yeah,
And they're all like, it's so messy.
yeah, I could see
I
that.
don't know.
I don't hate that.
I remember thinking it was really messy.
I actually like a lot. Like when I was staying over with you guys, like how it's like family style with the chopsticks. I kind of like that style of eating. I like family style eating, honestly. I think it's more bonding
you don't go
over
and
food.
Get seconds.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
here it is.
It's like, hey, I want more of that.
You get a lot more variety.
Yes.
So that you don't stuck on one dish.
Yeah, I've always
But I
preferred
got
that
to
family
admit-
style of eating.
I got to admit, like American dish is a lot easier to cook. That's what we've been packing for lunch.
Yeah, but it's also worse for you, right? Because you just don't take as much
No,
time.
We've been doing healthier ones. So.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
roasted,
well.
vegetables and
It's-
plus some meat.
It's easy to fall into the not good for you trap in America.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Like,
Honestly,
Gotta watch
if you
out
ask
for
me
butter.
what's American and not European at all, I'd say it's very heavily processed foods.
Yeah,
Like the Twinkie is an American fucking thing. like
true.
Steak isn't. I mean, I'm sure they eat steak in England, all right?
Yeah, but if you did like American food, it would be steak, but like 3 times more than the proper portion.
That's true. Yeah, so heavily processed food and overabundance.
Yes,
food.
overabundance.
That's the American way.
It really is.
and
Basically, the make me a fat ass way.
which sometimes like make me wonder, right? Because I look at those French cuisines recipe, they cost for like, I don't know, the brioche is like equal amount of dough to equal amount of butter.
Yeah.
That's just like the shit ton of butter that they're using. But French people skinny.
It's because they don't serve like.
But yeah.
Because when you order brioche here in America, they bring you like 3 loaves.
And there you
If you
get
go to a
3,
French restaurant, yeah, it's like 1 bun.
you get like 3 slices, and
Yeah.
it's so true though. That's the biggest difference. Like, you go to Panera Bread, you get like half a baguette with your meal.
And in America, they don't just give you the 3 loaves of brioche; they give you an optional cheese to dip it in. Like, that doesn't even sound good together.
So that's how I noticed Americans are like super unhealthy eating, right? So first I saw is fries that comes with lots of meals. That's fine, it's fast food, right? I understand that's
Yeah,
but
fast food. Yeah.
Then you load them with cheese and even bacon bits on top. Like, seriously.
Well, yeah, because this is goddamn America.
We have too much food. We got to do something with it.
It's so true. It's so gluttonous. That's how you describe American food.
I mean, America is basically cities on one end cities on another end, and farmland in between.
Yeah.
That farmland creates food.
That's true.
They needed to find somewhere for it to go. It happens to be our asses.
That's so true.
You guys does export to a lot of countries with your corns and your.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
vegetables.
It was fine back when most jobs were physical, like we were building houses or doing construction or something like that. But now most jobs are like you're sitting down doing office work.
Yeah.
So now there's nowhere for those calories to go.
We are very fat people.
But just remember, you heard it first at the discourse. In the next 2 weeks, there will be a shooting or bombing.
I wouldn't bet against
Or
it,
bombing.
but, bombing. Oh, now you're just increasing the odds.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, is that not going to be like you would place bombing and shooting in the same category of
yeah, I'll give you
some kind of
Mass-
terrorist attack?
a mass random killing.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Peace.